front.
I didn't hurt anybody during a robbery.
You did.
It's her opinion. That's traumatizing. You probably gave someone PTSD.
100% I did. I don't know.
Let's watch this a little bit. Ex-cons will start ranking by appearance. No. All right. How about this? How about this? Today will be the last day we'll be racist. Okay. One of them is a YouTuber. Oh. They aren't allowed to mention their crime, their sentence, or their time served until later. So are we ranking about worst crime? Is it based on how long you go to jail or the extremity of it? Like, you know what I mean? Like white collar crimes. What are we talking about here?
I don't know. He's too jacked. He's in the joint. Oh, you got a picture over here.
Okay. It's the most serious is going to be her. She is the crime lord mafia boss. The wife of freaking the cartel. Okay. She's from Ozark. I can already tell. So we got to look at these guys, and based on how they look, we got to determine the crime. It's impossible. These people dressed up for the occasion. Let me if I think about them naked. We got bald. Being bald in itself, that's a crime in itself. That's pretty serious. All right, let's continue.
Come on up. You.
In between?
Something about you. But
So
I think there's a
go?
little violence there. You stay right there. That put me about. I'll swap
Go
with
ahead.
you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's fine.
See, he got his hand on his wrist, right? Hand on the wrist. I feel like, that means you're trying to keep to yourself.
I think the girl at the end is probably unsuspecting. You'd probably be over here a little bit more.
You probably did
I think
some
I would
shit.
put you towards that side because you don't look like you've done anything too crazy.
Too crazy, right? Yeah, I agree. She looks innocent.
I'd come to you guys' side. Quiet ones always did a lot of times, so you haven't said a word. So.
You haven't said a word. That's right. He hasn't said a word.
You're probably.
Okay. So this guy's talkative, so he knows where he ranks. This guy's talkative. These guys look like brothers. This person's in trouble too. Old. That means they've been in jail for a long time. Am I bald? No, I'm not bald. What are you talking about? I just cut my hair. That's all I do. I just trim it. And then I don't let it grow back.
In the right spot.
I'm just thinking. Okay, I think it's like a switch with Pops. Come over here with me, Pops.
Okay.
Come on.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, Pops is
Something about
definitely a
you
slumlord.
that I'm puzzled about, the tattoo, the way you talk. I'm not sure.
Oh no, this dude. Oh, this guy. He from New York. Oh yeah, he probably got ties to the actual mafia. I have a feeling about him.
About you down there, You're going to move over here.
All right.
You want to switch with me? Okay.
Let me see those tattoos.
My tattoos?
Yeah, let me see them.
Those are done on
You're
the
over
street.
here.
This is
I'm
prison.
over here, right? See, I'm
Over
over here.
here.
Those are
Right
street.
here.
Tall guy with
Based on the
hat.
tattoos, she knows which tattoos to look for. Wait, so do they just keep ranking themselves until it's over? Is that how it works?
That's a drug charge. I put that on least serious if it was me.
He's got no tats.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's drugs. Who cares about them?
No tats.
Yeah, anybody did enough time to have face tattoos?
I actually got a face tattoo
Oh, wait.
right here.
Oh, it's covered up. You're cheating.
Sometimes, I'm telling you, there's that twerk. You're like a serial killer. Oh, you could have been.
Could have been.
Okay, but what if you like playing around here and then you find out somebody's an actual full-blown murderer, right? Because I would just be like, okay, this is probably out of pocket. I probably should not be here. I'm guessing someone's not. No, thanks, Andre.
It's like, I would have a drink with you.
I'm gonna take that as a
Sure.
compliment.
You got to go up there. Right now.
Okay. We don't
get
care
me a little
about you
nervous.
guys. We don't care about what you guys.
Dealt with some
Most
addiction
replayed.
issues
Let's
and
go
went-
right
What
here.
the addiction look like?
It's
All
a
of
mix.
Okay. Let's rate it based on what I think. Number 1 is old man right here. He's old. So if he's old, that means he has the most amount of time to commit crime. And or he's already committed the crime and then he's gotten old enough to serve jail. Okay? This guy has committed, but how do you rank the worst crime? By serious or least serious? So least serious being a demeanor, very serious meaning killing somebody. Okay. Who did something real bad? Where the bad niggas? Where the diddies at? This man probably did something bad. These two on the opposite sides. It's hard to tell. This guy's a little too friendly. This guy, he's a little sus too. He's acting way too friendly, but he a little sus. 1, 2, 3. Black dude's gonna be 3. I'm putting black dude 3. 4. 5, 6, 7. All right. Can somebody remember that? 1, 2. Red is number 2. Black dude number 3. Girl number 4. 5, 6, 7. Black 3. Okay, let's go.
It's a mix for sure.
Everybody.
Share your crime.
Yeah, but that's at the end.
Bank fraud and you, I think that could be a switch. But I know you don't. I think you're in that somewhat serious range.
I think he needs to come here.
We don't want to hear y'all rankings no more. Okay.
I'm next to you.
Okay.
And I think that'll lock it in.
You guys sure?
Nope.
We're gonna lock this appearance ranking in.
It's weird to have them rank themselves. Each count can now reveal the crime that they were charged with. They cannot disclose any context. Do we re-rate afterwards after they share the crime?
I was charged with misdemeanor DUI with injury.
Oh. Oh, that's pretty bad. How do you get misdemeanor DUI? Does that mean you like injure only yourself? Oh, that one's not good. Scale of 1 to 10, that's pretty bad. Why does Moist Critical keep appearing on my... Keeps appearing. It's pretty bad.
I was charged with delivery of heroin, conspiracy to distribute heroin, and drug delivery resulting in death.
Oh! She killed somebody with drugs? Oh, we got killers in here? Oh, no. Drug delivery? What do you mean drug delivery resulting in death? What does that even mean? Is that like you give somebody drugs and they take it and they die? Or like, are you just doing a drug delivery and then someone died during the delivery of it? Like, it was laced? Oh, man. So she ain't killed nobody, but she delivered drugs that killed somebody.
I was charged with burglary of a dwelling and theft.
See, burglary of a dwelling and theft. That's bad too, but not as bad. He was just trying to steal shit. He was just trying to steal shit. Thieving, we don't care. No assault, no battery, no death. Completely fine.
I was charged with organized fraud and grand theft.
I was charged with burglary of a dwelling and theft.
I was charged with organized fraud and grand theft.
Grand Theft Auto? That's the homie from Grand Theft Auto 6? Organized fraud is huge. Okay, so there's fraud, right? And then there's organized fraud, okay? You know how you can fraud somebody out and you can lie to them? Now imagine your lies are organized. So it's like to the nth degree, okay? She had a system going. And Grand Theft Auto ain't, oh my God. Organized means you did a lot. You was up there. Look at all those tats. She got someone's face on her neck. Who was that?
Theft.
I was charged with the RICO for armed robberies.
That's what I said. I said he was number 2. Did I say number 2? I'm pretty sure I called him as number 2. Racketeer, influenced, and corrupt organizations. This man was part of a gang? Organized criminal activity, racketeering. RICO enhances existing criminal punishments and creates a new causes of actions for acts done as part of an organized criminal enterprise. He's a YouTuber? Ooh. So I said 2 was really bad. And 2 was really bad. Damn, he has videos? He's a YouTuber.
And more.
I was charged with conspiracy to trafficking, and RICO for cannabis.
What type of trafficking? What type of trafficking is trafficking if you just call it trafficking? There's a lot of things you can traffic. Is he just talking about trafficking just drugs? But I said that he was a pretty bad dude. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? He's old enough where he would get trafficked for cannabis and weed and stuff, but it was illegal at one point. Let's continue.
I was charged with aggravated assault, attempted murder on a witness, murder, conspiracy, and gun charge.
Oh no! Brother, oh my God. Oh man. That's why they make the black guy. They made the black guy have. Is that why there's so many dislikes on the video? They made the black guy literally have the worst crimes. I feel like everyone committed crimes and he's like, what the? Oh my God. There's a lot of dislikes on the video. Just 8,000 dislikes. Is it because they made the black guy with like the super crimes? Oh my God. Jubilee. Why you make the black guy the worst guy? It's not even that he's the worst guy. He's literally the worst guy by like a margin. I don't think there was anybody else that came close. He got charged with aggravated assault, attempted murder, and then he attempted to murder one person and then he successfully murdered another person. Conspiracy and a gun charge. Nobody else comes close. Oh boy. All right. I feel like
You got to go, Pop. Least serious. You got to go down to the end. He's got to go all the way to the end.
She's got to go up there.
I think she should go.
he's all the way at the end for RICO charges? How's RICO charges at the end? I guess it's for cannabis, right?
Second,
Yeah.
because her crime injured someone. I think you
Yes.
should go third.
So there's a re-ranking. It doesn't really matter, okay? He is definitely number one. You killed somebody. Number two, yours is serious. You resulted. Why is she standing like a freaking like me? Yo, doesn't that mean she's standing like a freaking me? The hell, fat? Anyway, number two, these two people killed somebody, whether on purpose or an accident. What's up, Coco? You graduated today? Congratulations, homie. There's a lot of people graduating, actually. It's graduation series. There is, who else? She had organized crime, so she's definitely top 4. His was theft and robbery. He can go back here. And his was DUI. He needs to move up a little bit towards the middle. Yeah. DUI?
My personal thought is this was an accident. Dude gets high or drunk, crashes, it results in an injury, which sucks. It's not an intent behind that. He wishes that day didn't happen. You'd made a choice.
It doesn't matter. Intent don't matter. We're talking about serious and least serious. I can unintentionally murder somebody, but with a DUI. That's serious, okay? Nah, stop it. If you accidentally murder somebody through DUI, it doesn't matter. It's still very serious. If I think if it impacts other people that's not yourself, and I think he's just making a judgment call. That's why he doesn't really know.
That's what I'm saying. That's least serious.
You made it, exactly. So
you got to get back here.
I think you're back over here.
No.
Personally, if you take a gun or a weapon and try to rob someone, armed robbery is serious. That's like you make the wrong move.
Yeah, you do. You need to go off the screen. This man should not be on this episode. Like, his shit is so serious, he does not belong here. Like, it's so serious. I'd be like, you know what? I don't know, homie. I don't even know if I should be here anymore. His thing is crazy. I want to see them talk about it. Hold up.
That's what I'm saying. That's least serious.
You made it, exactly. So
you got to get back
or a weapon and try to dead. So I think yours is a lot more thought out. Bad idea. I think I'd put you over heroin.
Heroin.
Yeah, heroin. In my opinion, heroin's not a big deal. So I'm like, okay, drug people, you're down here.
I think what the intent That is what criminal law should be based on, willful behavior. Accidents, that's a different thing, because you didn't like get behind the wheel of a car and said, today's the day I'm gonna hurt someone.
Okay, this is going to definitely stir up some discussion. So, the intent of a crime versus the actual seriousness of the crime. I think, Okay, so what do you guys think, chat? I think intention matters, right? I think intention matters when it comes to maybe how long you put somebody in jail, but I don't think intention matters when it comes to, yeah, but I don't think it matters when it comes to the seriousness of it, right? But it is a worse crime. If one person accidentally kills a person and then one person does it on purpose, right? The person who accidentally did it, the crime is death. You killed someone. One of it's murder though, and one is manslaughter. You can't accidentally murder somebody. So intention changes the whole crime in itself into another layer. But I think if you're intentionally trying to kill somebody, it's definitely a lot worse than accidentally killing somebody. I think we can agree on that one, right? Drug people know what drugs can do to people and that they can lead to. Intention matters when comparing it worse. However, they're all crimes. I think we think of the seriousness of the crime is based on how many people you affect, right? How many people are you impacting? And then you try to calculate that. And then you try to calculate the intensity of the impact. Are you giving somebody drugs? Are you stealing someone's money? Are you threatening their lives? Are you killing them? Right? It's like, it's hard. You got to do like freaking algebra to try to math this out.
Right.
But if you think about seriousness, could be an accident, but it's a really serious accident and 5 people get killed.
That's what I just said.
A truck driver slam and kill you. That's serious. Robbery,
what was
right?
yours?
Yeah.
Organized fraud.
Fraud. You're going down there. You're over after the guy in the black shirt.
See, organized fraud, grand theft auto. How long was she stealing people's money? Maybe she didn't kill nobody, but maybe she stole a lot of money from a lot of people. Who did she fraud? She frauded out the banks. We don't care. It's not that serious. You fraud out some banks. It was not that serious. But who are you taking the money from?
This is good right here.
So fraud, in my opinion, is worse than drugs. So this girl's got to come in front of this girl.
Fraud is worse than drugs? How? Drugs. Giving people drugs and heroin that they could die and ruin their lives for the rest of their life. Yeah, this is Jubilee. You guys asked me to watch this really fast.
I'd agree with that.
You still belong in the front, like all the way up there.
Yeah, I still agree with that.
You need to go to number 1.
For real?
No, number 2. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Because
I
somebody-
wholeheartedly agree. You should not have been delivering drugs.
Okay, but what about all the times that I overdosed, but
You shouldn't
someone
have
was
bought the
there to
drugs.
Narcan me? Okay, so then you just admitted that my choice to use drugs was my choice.
It is.
Woo! This is getting serious. I don't know if this one. Oh, this is getting serious, bro. Okay. All right. Okay. Hold up. I don't know if you should have all these people committing crimes all in one place.
It's a
And
choice,
therefore
but
my responsibility.
I understand. My mother died of a drug overdose too. Hey, she shouldn't have been doing drugs. I think that your crime is terrible. Like, you shouldn't have been selling drugs. So I think you belong in number 2.
So you think drugs are a serious crime?
I do.
Okay, that's just a matter of how we grade seriousness. Drugs to me is not serious, so I think opposite.
Same.
Robberies, guns, murders, all that kind of stuff, a little bit hard. That's serious.
Her choices killed someone.
No, when autonomous adults consent to the risk in the behavior they are engaging in. And under that, I would actually be less serious than him.
The criminal charge of a person who delivers the item that can cause people to die. Okay? It's kind of like the devil, right? I think the devil is basically never kills people. Like the devil never kills you. You ever notice that? The devil never kills you. But the devil in all the shows, everything, how they portray you as the devil, is they give you the tools to kill yourself. All right? Or kill somebody else. But the devil never really kills you directly. He just, so it's like, and he's the devil. So, so I don't know. I'm not saying that she is the devil. Giving people drugs, but then the people have their own autonomy to take that drug, right? So, damn. You're monetizing an addiction that eventually will kill somebody, but so does companies. I don't know. Let's keep watching.
Because the person he hit did not consent to the risk. They were out walking or driving their car. They weren't engaging in a dangerous behavior.
I'm with you 100%.
I agree with
and
that.
fraud, that's way worse than
Yeah, it is.
I'm willfully going to get drugs.
Yeah, I think this is switch. I think this
I
is
don't,
switch.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
Two
but you
ladies.
guys are drugs are just drugs,
Sorry.
man.
This is switch.
Every
yeah.
drug should be legal. I don't care about fentanyl should be legal. Every drug.
If people
It's a
could get
choice.
fentanyl,
So far, I had him at 1. I had him at 2. I had her at 3. I had him at 4. I had her at 5. Him at 6. And him at 7. So far, it's moving around.
from a pharmacy, they wouldn't die because they would be able to dose. Fentanyl is in every hospital every single day. And people don't overdose and die from fentanyl in a hospital. Why is that? Because people know their dose. You can be precise. The issue, why people die from drugs is drug prohibition. That's it.
I know that. To me, it's not serious. It's a choice by everybody involved. Obvious, the guys who used violence in any one way or another, it's serious. So I think this is pretty looking good.
So I would put all drug crimes as the least serious, then accidents of whatever kind, even if they resulted in injury or death, then...
So she's saying that drugs are the least serious because there's a party that is, the autonomy of you choosing to do the drug. They distribute it, but they're not forcing it, which makes sense. And then when people are not having the choice in the matter, so if there's victims, right, and you don't have any choice or say so in it, then I do think that there's a little bit of common sense in there, right? The severity of your crime might increase based on how much the other party has no say so in the matter and the impact of it. Would you guys agree to that, chat? Would you say that? Would you guys say that? When you take consent back to where we were, consent. So if you don't consent to the crime, then that's that versus if you do consent. Like if you can choose, if someone says I can make a decision here, then maybe it's less serious. Do we agree with that? Chat, does anybody disagree with that? Maybe the fact that the seller knows the risk of selling that crud is what bumps them up. That's how I think I feel, chat. I think if the victims do not have a choice in the crime that is committed and they have no say so, I think it makes it worse. The severity increases.
And willful behaviors that are like nonviolent, that didn't hurt someone.
Your drug distribution wasn't willful?
This is like, I mean, I don't think prostitution should be illegal because that is consenting. If it could be regulated, there wouldn't be abuses, there wouldn't be pimps.
Right.
Can't
You're
die
right,
for having
100%.
for consenting
Right.
to have sex, but okay.
But it's a consensual transaction between adults.
It is consensual.
But it's
There is risk.
but it's illegal.
Are you saying that the criminal law as
Everything is illegal.
written in the United States is infallible and perfect?
No.
Because like being a lesbian.
Okay, now she's trying to argue that there are crimes, but they shouldn't be crimes. I don't agree because drug addicts and children may agree to crime, but it can still hurt them. Yeah, so she's trying to say, look, even though what I did was a crime, it shouldn't be a crime. That's where she's trying to come from. Also, illegal distribution of heroin. you could give this to, well, yeah, like you said, maybe to younger people, and that'd be bad. Yeah, drug addicts and children may agree to a crime but can still hurt them. Yes, prostitution is a legal profession in the Netherlands. If you're 18, you're allowed. Yes, but we're talking about the severity of the crime. Prostitution can also be bad, though, because not the actual act of prostitution, but how some forms of prostitution exist, aka trafficking, right? So not all prostitution is the same type, but it definitely fosters an environment where the type of trafficking can happen. Yeah, everything, almost everything, if it's regulated, I suppose, can be safe. Can you regulate heroin? Can you regulate harmful drugs? Yeah, it'd make it safe or safer, I suppose.
Could have got me sent to prison in previous decades. Criminal law is a construct, a social construct. It varies by county line. How arbitrary is that? That the side of a county line you're standing on could be the difference between probation and 20 years.
I'm agreeing. Anything time you got a choice to do what you want, but it's a choice. Everybody has choices, man. You got to someday say, hey, fuck it, I f***ed up, and change if you wanna. If you don't want to change, that's your own business, you know. But you can do that, is what I'm getting.
All I know is this man hasn't said a word. He just said, like, I agree, y'all should probably switch. And nobody talking to him. He is just undisputed at the top. Okay, Richard's story. Oh, no. They're still not allowed to disclose their sentence and the time served until the final reveal.
When I was a kid, I was, a little street dealer. I moved up and I wound up moving to Florida, and it was closer to Colombia and Jamaica.
These Charlie
My
James
main
stories.
thing was to figure out how to get cannabis from there to here. And I wound up, doing a couple little airplane deals, then big boats, and then bigger airplanes, and it just wound up just getting completely out of hand, It was nonstop for years and years. Hundreds of thousands of pounds of cannabis, actually.
Woo! This dude right here has a documentary on him. This man sounds like somebody who has a Netflix documentary on him, because that's a lot of transaction. That's FBI. That's, yeah. This man, like I said, I think he was like number one.
And then, I
He's a
got
kingpin.
arrested. I went away for a couple of years and got out and then got arrested again. I was set up by a friend of mine. He had owed me some money for an airplane that he had stolen from me and crashed. And that's how he put it together with me to get me into doing it, because I told him like 4 or 5 times, no, I don't want to do that. No, I'm done with that. 3 years in prison was enough for me.
Okay, we get your story. We can't go through everyone's story in detail because we'll be here all day. What's next?
Matter of what they were doing.
So when I was 19, I had just gotten prescribed Xanax that day. So I ended up taking 15, and I had gone to sleep and then woken up early in the morning to drop off my friend at his house. When we pulled up to the first stoplight, I actually fell asleep. And he had woken me up and asked me if I wanted him to drive. And I told him, no, I'm good. I can drive. I'm perfectly fine. Probably no less than a minute or two later, I was going down a hill and I hit a tree and flipped my car. We were both not injured from the car accident, but he ended up getting an injury from kicking out my windshield. He had scratched up his entire leg, had to get stitches on his leg. And that's why it was a DUI with injury.
Yeah. Least serious crime. It could have been a really bad crime, but he was 15. He took 15 Xanaxes, and then he couldn't wake up the next day. He couldn't wake up. Definitely the least serious, okay? Could have been terrible. There's no, I'm not saying disrespectful. But man, when I think about DUI, sometimes I always think about like alcohol, right? But never think about the concept of like Xanax. It's really bad. It's very serious. Let's ask another question. Here's another point, guys. It's harmless until it's not, right? That's the problem, right? Like, it's harmless until it's not. Therefore, it's still serious. If he got lucky, but the effects of his crime could have killed someone unintentionally. So what he did was very serious in nature, even though it didn't result in a serious. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even though it didn't result in it. Like, if I press the red button and I drop a nuke, but it goes to some island that no one's on, right? Nobody dies. Okay? Nobody dies. I still dropped a fucking nuke. And if it was people on that island, it would have been much different. So I think his story is actually much more, it's more serious than it comes off. Because that DUI, you kill people that way.
So my best friend and I, we both got into OxyContin, and then they cracked down on OxyContin prescribing. So all of a sudden, it was like $100 a pill, and people were scrambling. And we switched to black tar heroin. And you know, it took a few years before I actually got like real bad in addiction. Like, both he and I, we wanted a better life. Like, we didn't want that, but addiction is hell, you know? And in that time, my friend Justin, he was going to jail and he got out. He was trying to do the recovery thing, but he just couldn't manage it. So within a couple months, he relapsed, and he texted his drug dealer to deliver him a gram. And on the way to deliver it, his drug dealer got a flat tire. And he knew that I lived with a drug dealer. And so that night, he was going to be dope sick, and he had to go to work in the morning.
Is a phrase commonly used within the opiate community to describe the painful physical and psychological agony associated with the experience of quitting drugs. Got it.
Or else he's going to violate his parole. And so he texted me asking if I could middleman a gram. And I did. He came over to my apartment. I asked if he wanted to stay and hang out, and he said, no, I got to work in the morning. And he left. And because he was right outside of Multnomah County on the Washington County line, he overdosed and died that night alone in his bedroom. And Washington County at that time was treating overdoses like murder. And so they raided my apartment the next day.
So this man came and took some drugs, then went to a place where if he dies, she's a murderer. But if he didn't go across that line, then she would not have been a murderer. Ooh. She supplied him drugs. Damn. Risky business. Damn, that was definitely some risky business. Yeah, that's why she's so focused on the justice system, because literally a couple of miles away and she could have had a completely different crime. And she didn't take him to the hospital. Well, when he was a drug overdose, I don't think he was going to want to go to, hey man, it looks like you're you're dope sick from drugs. Maybe we should take you to the hospital. You think he's going to be like, okay. Like, people who are on drugs are like, okay, I've been not doing so well. Let's go to the hospital. They're not going to do it. And he's the one that left. He willfully came and got and left. She can't just do that, you know?
And charged me with drug delivery resulting in death for my best friend's death, and against the wishes of his family, who repeatedly tried to get them to drop the case. You know, they always say like, oh,
yeah, I don't want to hear the rest of that. I got it.
Over $1 million to prosecute and lock us up. But they didn't have money for treatment while he lived.
When
What'd
I
you
was
do?
18,
18.
I was living on my own. I had a 2-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And I was approached by my sister, and she told me that she had an opportunity for me to make some money. I would get paid $10,000 for every $40,000 that I would withdraw from the bank.
Wow. She got hit with the Western Union? Okay. Funny story. Back when I was like 18 or 20, I got hit up with an email that I almost went through with because I didn't realize it was a scam. Somebody online was like trying to get me to withdraw money from a bank. And they gave me a check for like $60,000. And at first I was just kind of curious, is it legit or not? And I needed some money. And then eventually I got down all the way to the point where I got the check and I had the ability to go cash it and withdraw it. And they wanted me to take the money and to wire it and to keep like 10 or 15K. So this sounds like something that I remember, but it was like through email. And I was a dumbass kid at the time, like really young, and had no idea that any of this was legal. I just was like, oh, wow, this sounds dope at first. And I was too stupid to kind of consider the ramifications. I had no idea. But I was like 15 or 16 at the time, I think, maybe 17.
I agree.
Anyway.
Because I was naive. What I had to do was open up a bank account, and in turn, she gave it to the people that she was working with. They added my information to a millionaire's account, and they were transferring money from his account into my solo account. I found that out afterward. I didn't know how the money actually got in my account before this. And
they used her to money launder or to move money around?
When we got there, I was instructed to, at the first bank, to take out less than $10,000 so that the red flags don't go up. There was 2 men, and they were the drivers driving me and my sister. I also had my 2-year-old daughter with me. At this point, I didn't even know I was committing a crime.
Yeah, this is the least serious in my opinion. This one's the least serious. She just got used. She was 18. She was she just got used. This one's the least serious.
We made it to the as soon as I left the bank, I gave the money to the guys. At the third bank, I go in and I go to the teller. I give her my ID, and I gave her another slip to take out money. And I knew right away something was wrong. I saw her reach under the desk, which I'm guessing that's when she pressed the button and she alerted the police. When the bank was swarmed with police officers, I automatically knew that it was for me. Like, I felt it. And I got on the phone, I called my sister right away, which she was right outside with the guys in the car. And they left. They left me at the bank. I was completely alone, 2 hours away from home, didn't know where I was at. Damn. I was 18 years old.
How long did you be put away?
So that night I went to jail, and I had a $10,000 bond, and I was bonded out by the guys, but a couple days later, they were knocking at my door. Come to find out, they were trying to harm me because they thought that I had given them away, even though nobody else got arrested. I was the only one ever charged for the crime. It was a huge organized fraud ring. They had over 55 victims, $1.something million was stolen. And I was also a victim because I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, that sucks. I still want to know who this dude is on her neck, but that sucks. Damn.
It was a white collar crime.
Younger kid. I started getting in trouble as a younger kid. 9 years old was my first charge, and they tried to take me to detention, and it didn't work because you had to be 10. So from the time I hit 10 through 18, I did a decent little chunk here and there. From detention, 16, I got put on state's custody. That's when I
What did you do?
So from 16 basically till 18 through high school, I was addicted to heroin and opiates. It was constant drug tests, kept getting dirty.
What did you do?
I have a scar on my right arm installed in my arm. 19 years old, I robbed my drug dealer's house. Nothing was exciting in the safe, unfortunately, but that was the crime that I had committed, was burglary of a dwelling and theft. And at 19 years old, They sentenced me to prison for burglary of a dwelling and theft. Not the amount of time. But yeah, those were my original charges, but it was heavily drug related.
So he got arrested for trying to rob his drug lord. Ain't that's bold. That's bold. You're not supposed to mess with your drug lord, right? If you rob the person that's supplying you drugs, then you stop getting supplied drugs. You don't really mess with the bookie. Damn. Because then you also messing with other people's money too. Because not only are you robbing him, you are making sure that his other people that he works with aren't getting their supplies. You messing up with the ecosystem. Ooh, yeah. Risque. He got lucky. Serious crime.
Leading up to that.
So I started young. I started in organized crime at 12, moved up, went to the service, then I got out, then I ended up being the biggest jewel robber in the United States, robbed 15 to 18 million. I was hooked up with organized crime, but I
told y'all this man was up there.
When I got arrested with helicopters, and it was fed because the state I had the mayor in my pocket, and we had the whole town who couldn't touch us. These were daytime robberies. I would go into the store, I would tie everybody up. I was, a professional. I knew who was coming, who was going, the cops were coming, everything. The people we had, boom, team, take them down, boom, tag. We never gagged anyone because we don't want to murder anybody because if they puke, they die. So we didn't do that. So after, we got them in there. I mean, it was a robbery. I had dynamite and everything, but thank God we didn't use it because we were going to kidnap somebody. But we didn't because that's no statute of limitation on that crime. And then even crazier, after that, I go away for not telling. So when I go away, while I'm in there, I get charged with another crime for protecting somebody. And then after that,
how do you get charged for protect? Oh. Okay. Never mind. I got it. So this man though was out there doing the movie gigs, going out there, freeze, boom, boom, boom. Everybody get to the ground. He was doing Fun with Dick and Jane. I actually just watched that recently on Netflix. It's a good show. Good Lord. His was pretty serious too. He put a lot of people's lives at risk. No one died, but he did put people's lives at risk.
Yeah, got out, been all over.
Whew, that conversation was so interesting. It reminds me of that unfortunate time that Billy ran his unicycle to an open pothole.
Yeah, didn't he dislocate both his arms and break his leg and even lose a tooth?
Yeah, I'm so glad he recovered from that. He went through such a treacherous process trying to sue, and he barely even got compensated.
It must have taken him 3 to 4 months to get a lawyer. It was horrible.
Yeah, the sad part was his legal fees were comparable to his compensation.
I'm sure there's a firm out there that does online appointments and
Did they just put a Better Call Saul ad in the middle of this joint? Oh, damn. Damn. What's the seriousness of this crime? What's the seriousness of this crime? It is kind of funny. It's kind of it feels like what this is an actual skit, but I'm guessing it's not. They took people's actual lives and crimes, brought them on there as contestants, and then made a skit and ad read about, oh, damn. It's either incredibly distasteful and rough or incredibly based, depending on how you view this.
All the paperwork for you and at no cost unless you win your case.
You mean Morgan & Morgan?
America's largest injury law firm?
Morgan & Morgan specializes in a wide range of different personal injury cases. And when you hire them, you don't just get a lawyer. They give you a dedicated legal team that does all the research and
Damn. Yeah, it's not tasteful, dog. It's also the most replayed. I can see a lot of people being upset. I'm curious now. Let me look at the comments. Okay. 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 No one's crying about it. So maybe it was just me. Here it is. Got an insert? Unsubscribe, Jubilee trying to... Everyone saying unsubscribe. Why are you going to have to admin preach? That's funny. All right.
Changing your life. You can visit www.
Okay, here we go. Here's Will's story.
Well, I was a teenager. I got into the drug game early, about 15, 16 years old. You know, I lived in with my mom. I had 4 sisters. I'm the only boy. Well, I watched my mom struggle all her life, trying to take care of 5 kids by herself. So when I was in the streets hanging out, like the drug game was easy. We just stand in the corner hanging out. So I'm hanging out with them, but I ain't making no money. So I decided I'm gonna start hustling along with them. And then we started hustling, we started making money, and we started getting good at it. And we just got more into the game, from weed to syrup cakes, cocaine, and then crack. You know, so with that came a lot of altercations, a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. A month after I got out of prison, I got locked up for a drug case previously. Then I bailed myself out. Then one of my friends got murdered. When he got murdered, I didn't get no therapy for it, nothing like that, so I was kind of traumatized by it. And I was angry, I was hurt, and I had a mindset of that nobody else in my friends would get killed, or my family. So I was dealing with that kind of issue, and then we got into another.
Damn. Damn. This man was just in the game. He was in there young. This man was just in the he was just in the game, and he was in there young, man. Sometimes, like, depending on where you live, you can just grow up. Like, I grew up in bad places, and I was offered to I knew that there were bad places in my neighborhood, but I just decided to stay in and play video games. Right? You know what I mean? Like, but I knew that if I didn't have video games, or if I didn't have another distraction, that I could have easily wound up in a situation where I was in an environment like this at a young age, and then just participated just because I was in it. The game could sometimes be just so close to you that it's just that easy for you to just suddenly be involved in it. Not saying that he's not responsible, but at a young age, it's very easy to get, it's very easy to get locked in, tied in, young. Like that. That's how they get you. They get you when you're really young, 14, 15, and they almost grew you into the game. When you're below specific age, you can get away with a lot more crimes just because of your age. You can use that to your advantage. And a lot of people who are older use younger people in that kind of way. So.
Issue with some other guys at a skating ring where we got into a shootout. I wound up killing one of the guys who was shooting at us. And was on a run for like 3 weeks. Then I got locked up. And when I got locked up, I was charged with a slew of charges that they gave us, the 5 charges. And then I was sent to jail at 19 years old.
Final ranking? Good Lord, this is crazy. All right.
Was just as likely to have shot
Let's
you.
see just what they got. Let's put this.
Should switch spots.
So she's at the box. That's how we agree with. My man right here was like, yeah, his was more serious than his. Hers is still up there. She top 3. Murder. This man was cannabis dealing. This guy, Xanax.
Oh, me?
All right. Let's see what the time was. They're going to be rearranged by their sentence.
In 7th place, we have Zane with the shortest sentence.
Okay. How long?
In 6th place, we have Dallas.
They don't tell you how long?
In 5th place, we have Morgan.
The drug charge. Oh, she mad. She mad.
In 4th, Camille. In third, we have Will. And in second, we have Larry.
I told y'all he's the oldest. Wait a minute. This ranking looks like my ranking.
And in first, we have
I said 1, 2, then I put her as 3, then I put her as 4, and then I said 5, 6, 7. Maybe I need to continue being racist. I only had one off. Y'all remember? I said old man 1, red man 2, black man 4, she was 3. This is my ranking. I just missed 1. Wow. Well, they don't call me racist for a reason. What was the guy in the first story? This guy, he was a cannabis. He delivered millions and millions of dollars worth of cannabis with airplanes and boats and everything for a long time. He was in the game for a long time. Maybe Johnny Depp did play him.
For DUI with injury, I was sentenced to 2 years without a license, 3 months of rehab.
Not bad.
And
how much time you guys actually served.
I spent 5 days in jail.
Okay.
Between juvenile, detention, wilderness, foster care, all that stuff included, jail, all that stuff. The longest one-time stretch I did in prison was 18 months, but I've done roughly 5 years total. They sentenced me to 18 months and went through.
On probation, violated my properties. I served 4 days.
She was there for 4.5 years?
Definition of a drug dealer. And again,
These two served the same sentence? She got 5 years at 18. Oh, damn.
because my friend's mom was opposing the prosecution, they sort of dropped it to the minimum that they could without making it look like there was extreme sentencing disparities.
I served 4.5 years. I got out on probation, violated my probation. I got sent back and did around 9 months.
I was sentenced to 15 to 30 years, but I wound up getting 10 years suspended for the conspiracy, and I served 10 to 20 years. 10 years in prison, 10 years on the street.
I ended up doing 412s duty. You have to do the 12 because I lost good time. Total 14 and a half years with 12 straight on the Fed bid.
Oh.
Man, my time in prison was pretty wild because I spent 3 years in the hole, over a year straight in the hole. I was abused, strapped down naked, beaten, peed on by guards, all documented, and that's for all fighting the abuses of prison. Had a rough time, but I didn't quit, got my law degree, and now I help a lot of people.
See, this is why I choose peace. No, this is a reminder, guys, just peace. And this is just a reminder of why. Damn, 3 years in the hole.
Spent 32 calendars day for day before I got out.
32 years.
32 years.
Maximum security.
This man spent 32 years in jail for doing something that people are doing legally now, which is the transporting of marijuana. Actually, you can't do that. It's international laws, I suppose. He did aeroplane. Did he go across the border? Did he go, or was he just in the United States? 32 years, because he made the most money. Oh, he stole planes too? He made the most money.
Security prison. I'm the longest serving nonviolent inmate in the history of this country. They couldn't have gave me any more time. When they said that to me, I was like, I looked over at my lawyer and I said, they're not serious, are they? He said, don't say a word about it. We'll get you back. It's an illegal sentence, da-da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, make a long story short, I spent 32 calendars.
Damn, Richard. That sucks.
You feel like your crime matched your sentence?
For me personally, I did do what I did.
Deserve.
which is use.
Still in prison.
All right, guys, that's it. That's the end of the video. Goddamn. Moral of the story. Moral of the story, don't commit crimes. Moral of the story, don't be a diddler. Don't be a Drizzy. Don't be a young Degrassi. It's not worth it. Damn. Just stay inside and play video games. If you think that you're not doing the right thing because you feel like you're inside playing video games and wasting your life away, nah, you're good. You're okay. You're doing the right thing, homie. You chose to mind your business and stay out of trouble. God damn. That's a crazy video.